There once stood a place where the entirety of human knowledge was said to reside, a sanctuary of wisdom where the secrets of the universe were whispered among the scrolls. The Library of Alexandria, a beacon of enlightenment, was home to ancient texts on astronomy, medicine, mathematics, alchemy, and the sacred sciences that many believe could have changed the course of human history. And yet, it was destroyed, burned, erased from existence. But why? Did it simply fall victim to war and chaos, or was something far more sinister at play? Could it be that the wisdom contained within its walls threatened the powers that ruled the world? That the knowledge was too dangerous for humanity to wield? What exactly was lost in those flames? And more importantly, who wanted it gone? In this video, we will journey into the heart of history's greatest intellectual tragedy. We will uncover the esoteric knowledge that may have been hidden within those lost scrolls, explore the possibility that secret teachings have been kept from the masses, and ask the ultimate question: was the destruction of the Library of Alexandria an accident, or was it deliberate? Imagine a world where knowledge was not hoarded, but shared, where the greatest minds of the ancient world gathered in a single place, unlocking the mysteries of existence itself. That was Alexandria, a place where the boundaries between science, philosophy, and spirituality blurred, revealing deeper truths about the cosmos and the human soul. But that world was shattered, and now we must piece together the fragments of what was lost. Alexandria was no ordinary city. Founded in 331 BCE by Alexander the Great, it was envisioned as a bridge between civilizations, a place where knowledge from every corner of the known world could be collected, studied, and expanded upon. After Alexander's death, his general, Ptolemy I, took control of Egypt and began transforming Alexandria into the intellectual capital of the ancient world. But it was under Ptolemy I that a vision unlike any other took form: the Great Library of Alexandria. This was not merely a library. It was a sacred vault of wisdom, a temple of thought where Greek, Egyptian, Babylonian, Indian, and even Persian knowledge intertwined. Here, the very fabric of reality was questioned, dissected, and reassembled. What was housed within these walls? Mathematics that predated modern calculus, maps that hinted at lands yet to be discovered, anatomical studies that could have revolutionized medicine centuries before their time. It is even believed that ancient texts on alchemy and mystical sciences were stored here, books that held the secrets of transmutation, energy manipulation, and the hidden nature of reality itself. Some accounts claim that the library contained over 700,000 scrolls, though no one can know for certain. What we do know is this: what was lost in Alexandria was not just ink on papyrus, it was an entire way of understanding the universe. The library was more than a place of learning. It was a refuge for philosophers, alchemists, and visionaries who sought to decode the mysteries of existence. Among them was Eratosthenes, the man who first measured the circumference of the earth with astounding accuracy. There was Hipparchus, who mapped the stars, and Archimedes, who laid the foundations for engineering marvels still used today. But beyond the scholars, there were whispers of a hidden sect, a group of mystics and scribes who were said to guard the most sacred texts, ensuring that only those who were ready could glimpse their knowledge. Could it be that these hidden manuscripts contained truths too powerful for the world to possess? Truths that certain forces did not want humanity to uncover. And then came the destruction. But how was such a beacon of knowledge allowed to fall? Who would dare to destroy the very foundation of human understanding? And more importantly, was it truly lost, or were some of its secrets hidden away before the flames could consume them? The first recorded disaster struck in 48 BCE, when Julius Caesar waged war against Egypt. While pursuing his rival, Pompey, Caesar's forces set fire to enemy ships in the harbor. The blaze, however, spread uncontrollably, reaching the great library itself. It is said that thousands of irreplaceable texts burned that night, but scholars argue, was this the end of the library, or just the first wound in a slow, deliberate execution? Some believe that a significant portion of the texts survived this incident, transferred to other repositories within the city. But was this an act of fate, or a calculated move to erase inconvenient knowledge? In 391 CE, the world saw a shift in power. Christianity had risen to dominance in the Roman Empire, and anything that threatened its teachings, especially the vast knowledge of pre-Christian civilizations, was deemed heretical. Under orders from Theophilus, the Patriarch of Alexandria, a Christian mob descended upon the Temple of Cerberus, where the remnants of the library were stored. They saw the texts as pagan blasphemy, and so they set upon the temple with vengeance. What was destroyed that day? Histories of ancient deities and mystical rituals. Advanced medical knowledge lost to time. Theories of the cosmos that might have rewritten our understanding of the universe. The echoes of burning parchment and the shattering of statues still haunt the corridors of history. And then there was Hypatia, one of the last known scholars of the great library, a mathematician, philosopher, and astronomer. She was the living embodiment of the knowledge that the library once held. But to the growing tide of religious extremism, she was a heretic. In 415 CE, she was brutally murdered by a Christian mob. Her body was torn apart, her works destroyed, her legacy nearly erased. With her death, the last flicker of the Library of Alexandria was snuffed out. But was this truly the end? The destruction of the great library wasn't a singular event. It was a systematic erasure, a slow, methodical effort to rewrite history, control narratives, and suppress knowledge that might have changed the world. But what if some of its secrets survived? What if hidden texts were smuggled away before the fires could claim them? There are whispers that fragments of its wisdom exist in underground repositories, secret societies, and hidden chambers beneath Alexandria itself. What knowledge did humanity lose? Or more intriguingly, what knowledge was hidden, waiting to be rediscovered? If the destruction of the Library of Alexandria was systematic, then perhaps so was its preservation. There are accounts, whispers, really, of hidden texts smuggled out before the flames could devour them. Some believe that the House of Wisdom in Baghdad, centuries later, became the secret heir to Alexandria's lost knowledge. Others claim that surviving texts were sent to the Vatican's secret archives, locked away from public eyes. And then there are the rumors of esoteric brotherhoods, protectors of forbidden knowledge, who safeguarded fragments of the library. Could it be that some of the great Renaissance discoveries were merely rediscoveries of ancient truths? Could Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks, filled with blueprints for flying machines and anatomical studies, have been inspired by knowledge far older than his own era? We assume that modern civilization has always been ahead of the past. But what if the Library of Alexandria housed scientific and esoteric knowledge that was centuries ahead of its time? Consider medicine. Some ancient texts describe procedures that parallel modern surgery. The Egyptians performed brain surgery. The Greeks mapped out the nervous system. What if the library held medical techniques that could have changed the course of history? And what of astronomy? Some speculate that the library contained maps of the stars that predated known civilizations, possibly drawn from sources unknown to mainstream history. What if the library housed evidence of lost civilizations, or even knowledge of celestial phenomena that we are only rediscovering now? But there was more than just science and philosophy at stake. There was the forbidden, knowledge of the mystical, the divine, the nature of existence itself. It is said that Alexandria's library contained texts on lost energy systems, sacred geometry, and the power of the human mind. Some believe that ancient civilizations understood the resonance of the universe in ways that have been erased from our records. What if the library contained the blueprints for harnessing energy without machines, or texts on how consciousness itself can shape reality? Were these ideas destroyed, or were they hidden, known only to a select few? The Library of Alexandria was not merely a building, it was an idea. An idea that knowledge is dangerous to those who seek control. But perhaps knowledge is never truly lost. Today, scholars and seekers continue to search, to piece together fragments of what was erased. With each discovery, each hidden manuscript, each unearthed artifact, we get closer to understanding what they tried to destroy and why. The destruction of the Library of Alexandria was more than the loss of books. It was the loss of perspective, a deliberate severing of humanity from ancient wisdom. But what if we could reclaim some of what was lost? You may not have access to secret archives or hidden chambers, but you have something far more powerful, the ability to seek knowledge for yourself. If the past teaches us anything, it is this: truth survives in those who search for it. So how can you begin your own quest for the wisdom that was lost? Study the remnants of ancient civilizations. Read translations of ancient texts like the Hermetica, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Emerald Tablets. Explore pre-Greek influences, the knowledge of the Egyptians, Babylonians, and even older cultures. Explore the esoteric traditions that survived. Many believe that fragments of Alexandria's wisdom were absorbed into alchemy, Kabbalah, Sufism, and Eastern mysticism. By studying these, you may glimpse the echoes of knowledge once considered too dangerous for the world. Seek the hidden language of symbols. The ancients encoded wisdom in sacred geometry, myths, and symbols. Learn how to decode patterns in nature, cosmic alignments, and the architecture of ancient temples. The greatest tragedy of the Library of Alexandria is not that it was destroyed, but that its knowledge was hoarded before its destruction. We must not repeat this mistake. You hold in your hands the power to preserve knowledge, to pass it on, to keep the flame of understanding alive. Every book you read, every lesson you share, every insight you document, it all contributes to the reconstruction of wisdom. The Library of Alexandria is gone, but its spirit endures in all who seek, question, and preserve knowledge. You are the modern seeker, the guardian of wisdom, the one who asks, what did they try to erase, and why? The Library of Alexandria is no longer standing, but its destruction was not just an event. It was a warning that knowledge is power, a warning that power fears knowledge, a warning that history can be erased if no one is there to protect it. The loss of Alexandria was not the first, and it will not be the last. Even today, knowledge is censored, suppressed, ridiculed. What are we not being told? What truths are being erased before our eyes? If history has taught us anything, it is that true wisdom is never freely given. It must be sought, protected, and passed on. But hope remains. For as long as there are those who question, who seek, who refuse to accept history at face value, knowledge will never truly die. The Library of Alexandria is not just a place that was burned. It is an idea, an ideal, a reminder that truth is always worth preserving. And the question remains, will you be one of its guardians? Seek knowledge, protect wisdom, never stop asking questions.